Okay, testing. All right. Markets open. Nasdaq's up, hitting the middle Bollinger Band line almost. Actionable list is looking good. Nvidia seems to be back with a vengeance. Tesla's up a little bit. Hey, what's up, Ted? Good morning. LAC leading our board today, coming out of small consolidation. EXPI may be something similar towards the bottom of it though. 200 Remax. You bouncing up. Docs. Restoration Hardware off the 200. Talked about that the other day. Talked about it's rarely down there towards the 200. AMD still in the breakout area. Really hasn't undercut the breakout point much at all, if at all. AMD's still in a pretty good spot. Amazon, eh. Netflix, okay, gotten all-time highs. Good volume too. And in the middle of this whole kerfuffle, completely going counter the Nasdaq. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. All right. Rolling over so far this morning, though. Where you at today, Ted? Yeah. Wow. Yeah, Zillow or Netflix. They've had the brand name since the drop. I think the shows are just I don't know what. I watch that Squid Game. It's really good. Remax has pulled back a bunch. We'll see what IBD's got to say. Solid jobless data. That reads interesting. How will 1 million last in retirement? That's a good question. Well, assuming you do the 4% rule, it's about 40,000 a year if you can get a 10% return. I guess regardless, it's 4,000 a year. Or no, wait, 40,000 a year. So you better have a paid off home. 19 years. Interesting. All right, sectors are setting up in the stock market correction. There's a good article. Banking are faring far better. Yeah, Tesla's doing good. Um, yeah, it's gonna outshine the next forever. So that building sector, EOG, Whiting Petroleum, oil and gas stocks, which those are. So U.S. Bancorp, looks like a base of sorts. Is this a weekly chart? No. This may be a weekly chart, so that would be a nice base there for USB. Oh, just a jaunt from Missouri to Washington through Montreal. Truckers are funny. Like, oh yeah, just gonna go here, then we're gonna go all the way across the country. Here we go. Nvidia shows how to handle growth stocks in a market correction. Go see what they say about Nvidia. Let's go see if they're right. All right, Microsoft, Google, AMD, PayPal are all getting hit. Tesla's a rare exception. Let's see. Here you go. Nvidia. Nvidia stock reset its base count in February. Okay. So here makes sense as a base recount or reset. And is it forming a second stage base now? Break out of a second stage base in okay, second stage base in August. I didn't even talk about the first stage base. So if you bought it in August or April, makes a big decision on what you're doing. Nvidia stock fell again Monday, dropping 5% and above average and rising volume. Nvidia rose 4%. And they didn't really give much advice. Oh, this is still Nvidia. Yeah, weekly chart. And we know to look for a follow through day. Okay, really not a lot of good stuff there. And that wasn't much on the IBD homepage either. Just talk about jobless data. And I'll close this out so it doesn't eat my memory alive. Here's your shot to buy 9 top stocks for 39% off. That's not bad. Nucor. Oh, here we go. Moderna down the most. Not sure if I'm jumping on that one. Freeport McNamara, Nucor, Tapestry, Invesco, Ford. Not sure I'm jumping on that one. Applied Materials. Albemarle. I've never heard of that. It's the second largest run in the whole list, though. Up 137% over the past 12 months. Composite rating only 74, though. That's not very good. Nucor's got the best at 98 and Align at 99. And Invesco 94. Interesting. All right, I gotta take a quick break. I'll be right back. Give me a couple minutes. All right. All right, I'm back. Jeez, that took a while. Jared, sup, Jared? Let's see. French Canadians, a special group. What does that mean, Jared? What does that mean? Let's go back and look at Tesla. Looks great. Moderna, Roku. Okay, stalling just a little bit. Fair enough. All right, the Nasdaq popping up here. Not really too mad at the Nasdaq. Dawn of Dolby Vision. There's Dolby Vision now. Vimeo has Dolby Vision. All right. Okie dokie. Let's see what else is working. GLBE, BYDDF. Not looking too bad in the little side of the right cup and handle thing. What's up, Ellie? Remix, Square. Cell H, not too bad. YMC? Do you mean AMC or do you actually mean YMC? I'm assuming you know how to use a keyboard. Maybe not. YMCA. So I was both right and wrong and right. I was right and wrong and right. There's my buddy Net. How you doing? Oh, look at Net. Wow. Wow, Net's like not even interested in staying down at all. Holy crap. That is good with Net. I can't argue against Net. Well, you know, YouTube really listens to their users a lot, Jared. They heard you and they heard you. They can now read your mind. That's what chat's been able to do. Chat can it's in the new service agreement. Chat can read your mind and post things before you post them. Yeah, Jared's gonna go become a greenhouse gardener for a racing team. Yeah, those words just happened. I'd ask your buddy why he left there, by the way. Maybe he just got sick of it or something like that. Garden gnomes, Ellie. The garden gnomes. That's the correct term in 2021. So I'm not sure exactly what you said there, Jared, but it looks like the owner wants the body of the main greenhouse owner on his right hand. I'm a little confused. Oh, it's 2 hours? Well, dang, better be studying, son. Markets can wait. You got a good opportunity there. And I also need discount on racing parts, by the way. So I don't know what kind of stuff they have for a minivan. Let's check it out. Because I think this is going to happen. I need to get me some Summit Racing. All right, what are we doing here? Got some stock replacement. Here we go. I need some brake stuff for my minivan. Brakes. Let's see if they have something for a minivan. Because I actually do need brakes for my minivan. I've just been lazy lately. They're gonna have Sienna. Oh, and cucumbers are the number two item. This makes a lot of sense now, Jared. It's just tons of sense with cucumbers being the second item on the list here. I don't think you could break with cucumbers, but what do I know? There's some there's some walnuts right there. You can break with squash. Let's see. Oh, there's squash right there. Squash is a little bit further down. Not bad, not bad at all. Looks good. And crypto with the normal reversal from everything you thought the other day. Nasdaq appears to be on okay footing. That's not too bad. Usually that elevated volume. There's our pop up to see if we're going to hit this middle Bollinger Band line or not. If you look at some of the other ones, it's kind of 50-50. Oh, wait a minute. That's a 20-day. So this right here would probably be this would almost be this exactly. No, not quite. Oh, no, there it is. Yeah, that's it. It's just a different color. Yeah, so playing with that 20-day would be a pretty good sign for these intermediate term drops. That's pretty good. Ugh. That's pretty cool, Jared. You going to the greenhouse for the meeting? That's good. That makes sense. Yeah, for a job like that, you should meet in the greenhouse. You know, compost some chicken heads in those bitches. Sure, he's got a, I don't know, whatever you do over there, just compost it in the thing. Talk to them about burning their trash. That'll go over well. Now I'm just messing with you. Oh, we've been pretty solid for the first half an hour. Market's up here. Tesla's still very, very little selling pressure. Even on the down days, it looks like it's elevated in terms of buying pressure. Elon says Tesla full self-driving program roll out to 1,000 customers Friday at midnight. I have to be honest, I am not impressed with where full self-driving is. At this point in time, I'm just not. I was watching a video of these dudes that drive in Milwaukee. Dude that smiles way too much. Um, they had to interrupt the drive like all the time. It's like if that's the way it's gonna be, that it's so I think it was like a 10-minute video. It interrupted like at least 8 times, various different circumstances for various reasons. Some of them legitimate, but you can't be rolling stuff out, especially with a car. I mean, the car just sits in the middle of intersections with nobody there. It's just, yeah, it's just not there. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it seems like they make little baby iterations as they go up, which, I mean, I understand that, and it's not a bad thing, but in terms of a time rollout, they're going to have hundreds of those baby iterations. So you're only going to, they do updates every 2 weeks, so you have 26 iterations a year. With baby updates, you can't get there. I don't think you can get there. So I don't know. I mean, still bullish on Tesla. I think the car sales are really what's going to propel it. And even if full self-driving takes 5 more years, I think they'll be cool. I don't think they need more data, Jared. No, they have by far the most amount of data in the world. I mean, outside of Google and maybe even Facebook, they may have the most data, or in YouTube. I guess that's included in Google. I don't think they need more data. Think of it this way. It's a little bit like Scrooge McDuck. He's sitting on a shit ton of gold slash data and doesn't have enough people to go through it. I think Dojo is definitely going to help. I don't know when Dojo is going live, but I don't think they can go through enough of the data fast enough. Is what it is. And I do not proclaim to be an expert on, how to train an AI, but just some of the mistakes I see the Tesla making, it's like seems very some of it's very common sense. Like there was this one instance where they came up to a stop sign and there were cars parked on the subsequent street. Okay, that's right. You're right. You're right, Ellie. So I'm an AI expert. Exactly. Okay, I like Ellie's perspective on life. Now I'm going to get a job doing AI. I've been doing AI for 12 years. I like, I won't, every once in a while I come across these posts on like a Twitter, because I follow some JavaScript coders on Twitter, and they're always posting these funny things about, hey, this guy wants 12 years of GraphQL experience. It's been out 4. I always think that's funny. Like I should just do that because no one ever. 20 years. Oh, that's true. I've been doing it for 20 years. That's I do sell myself a little bit short sometimes. Nah, but like this one thing. So this car was coming up to a stop sign, and the road across from it had cars parked along the sidewalk on both sides, and it was just sitting there. And for some reason, I thought those cars were live or something. It's like, and then what it shows you on the graph, what it shows you on the thing, it doesn't look at that many data points. I don't think. I don't think it looks at enough data points. It doesn't do sirens yet. How are you gonna have full self-driving and the fucking car doesn't pull over for a damn fire truck? Like seriously, you think that would be something that is fairly important to get right early on? I'm just not happy with where it is. So it ain't coming out this year. It ain't coming out next year. You're looking at 2025, maybe, maybe 2020. Somewhere in the latter half, and then Tesla bot ain't coming out until 2040. If this is what they're doing, I don't know. I think full self driving will be good, but I mean, some of the stuff it does really well, but a lot of it is just I'm just not happy with it. Like I couldn't trust a car driving anybody like that. Links in random on Slack. What you got here, bud? AI bot. Here's the thing. As someone that's been doing AI a long time, I don't think we know enough to train right. We don't train right. All right, let's watch these guys box. Yeah, I don't think we train correctly. Um, I mean, right now, everyone's, and this is reality, and this is how it goes in the world generally. And this is how we work as humans. We just guess until we get it right, and I don't think we're getting it right. Is it hide and seek one? Oh, they're getting really close. I saw an open A. I think it was Open AI. Country has different stuff and different lights. Their time conditions. Yeah, it's a lot, man. I don't know exactly what they're doing. I don't think anybody does unless you're in there, but there's like hard rules and I don't feel like they have I don't feel like they have enough scenarios kind of hard coded in there. They're everything using fuzzy logic. And that's not going to yield big high results. Wow, they're doing the exact same thing. It's not even a neural net. They're calling it neural net's like a brand name. We don't even know how the human brain works completely yet. So, oh, our brain? What are you saying about our brain? Yeah, that's true also, Ellie. That's very true too. No, I think I don't know. I don't know. I'm in no place or any position to be saying anything to anyone about this stuff, but I don't like it at all. I think that was Facebook, Ellie. Wasn't that Facebook? They had two AIs that were communicating with each other in some language nobody understood. They shut it down. That is pretty cool. So, so that's how I think it should work. And I'm just using humans as the best example because so far we are the best example. And I think a lot of these AI experts are just trying to find the anyway. I think what should happen is that if you look at how a child learns, I think we need to emulate that in some way, shape, or form. You need to form some very basic, you know, ground rules that are very, very hard to overcome, and then from there you can learn the more nuanced stuff. I think that's exactly what I think that's what needs to happen. There needs to be lots of there needs to be a parent involved too, like just a complete parent. So I think it's supervised AI or something like that. I believe is the term. Like someone has, like it has to run all of its decisions past someone. Because just take a kid. Anytime they make their own decisions, it's they're stupid decisions. And then it's like, oh, it shows a picture of a car. Is this an orange? No. Okay. Like it just needs to do that millions of times. And that's all my kids do. You know, Ted, if you got kids, if any of you guys got kids, you know that all the kids do is ask you stuff or assume stuff, and you say no, 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 no a billion times until you get to the yes. But it takes a long time. But I mean, it takes a real long time. Just showing it videos of good driving makes no sense. If you have to handheld through everything if you want to get quality a quality human being. Most of them are kind of handheld. Most of them are kind of handheld. So you have to, you know, how do I properly handle a stop sign? Okay. How is this? No. How is this? No. How is this? Yes, but you need to go. Like it has to also be able to accept feedback in some way, shape, or form. Like it has to be parented. You can't just be AI training AI. I don't think that's a thing. You can do that if the AI is already good, but then you have a parent training another AI, may as well just copy the code, right? Which I guess is the whole point. Yeah, I mean, another thing I was thinking too is that they need to train AI by city. Like if you go into if you go into Milwaukee, which is where that one video, because one thing Elon has said is that is it's very East Coast based, or I'm sorry, West Coast based, because that's where Tesla is based in Fremont, California. So they do a lot of testing on the West Coast. Well, Milwaukee's on the East, and maybe that's why it was a piece of garbage. Well, what should it do? It already has GPS. If you're in frickin' Milwaukee, load up Milwaukee rules. Sounds pretty easy to me. Like some of these things seem fairly common sense, but it's like Tesla is just trying to. I mean, and maybe they're doing it for something like a Tesla bot, but I think that's missing the mark of training a good AI driver. You know, it does okay with people. Like I'll give it passes. Like with people, there was one part of the driving section which really wasn't the car's fault. He drove basically into like a flea market type of a situation downtown. No, this was in a must have been in Seattle Drive because they were next to the first Starbucks. So they like drove down this hill. It's just a ton of people around, a lot of cones, and the Tesla's going super slow. Like I get that. I mean, I understand that. But even then, it should kind of you're like, okay, we just kind of have to anticipate when the people are coming and assume they're going to do the right thing and go fast, go slow enough so you can like stop within 2 feet or whatever the distance is, and it should be able to measure those distances. But I think that supervised learning process is extremely important. And I don't think that's what they're doing. I mean, I know they're doing. They have people marking items in the code. They say, okay, this is a car, this is a person. But I think it's not artificial intelligence. I don't think that's really intelligence. I think that's something else. Um, like it doesn't say this is a chair, this is a fire hydrant. You know what I mean? Like you need some of that to tell it what, but there's all the other stuff I don't feel like it's doing. I mean, it's getting better, but like I said, it's getting incrementally better to the point where it's going to take just a very long time to get anywhere near where it needs to be. I don't know what direction they're going in and what their priorities are, but it just seems I'm not happy with it. I'm just not like I don't know. I'm just not. It doesn't feel like they've made a lot of progress since 8. Now, granted, they have, but not. You can't let one of these go to this. You can't. I was thinking the other day. I'm like, it'd be super cool if my wife could, because she's getting my wife's getting a new job, by the way. Um, if she could, take, and we're probably going to end up buying a Tesla here relatively soon, the next year. Like if we get a Tesla and it drives her to work, and then the car comes back home. Like that seems pretty. something that a Tesla would be doing fairly often. It's just going back to your home destination. Like, I'm not comfortable doing that. I don't think I'm comfortable doing that. And Phoenix is a relatively easy city to drive. We're pretty well marked out. I mean, Phoenix is very, very modern. I don't even know if I would trust it here. All right, NASDAQ seems to be firmly planning towards the highs. Looks like Tesla's even trying to get a little bit froggy. That's funny. Never be self-driving in India? Yeah. No, India, yeah, for sure. It's the computing power is not fast enough for India. India's bonkers. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be. I don't know. I'm not super happy with it. It's not where it needs to be. Like at this stage of the game, I would expect it to handle stop signs, any four-way stop. Just a four-way stop with stop signs and cars should be able to handle it and shouldn't stutter. The damn thing still stutters like mad. I just feel like they need to focus on one aspect of driving, and it's like they're doing everything at once, which means you can't. I don't know. I just don't think it works out. Yeah. And yeah, I don't know the code, man. Like, what do the rules look like? Is it even possible the way they're structuring the rules to have this model that works? I don't know. Obviously, you hope they're better at it than I am. Speaking of which, Tesla turning up a little bit. You got the Nasdaq has been firmly at the high of the day all day. Been pretty good. I think I'm gonna bounce a little bit early, guys. Got to get the kids ready today. Thursday, Fridays, Saturdays are big days for us, so I'm gonna go make sure they're ready. So I'm gonna bounce. Things are looking pretty good actually. Um, I know yesterday they weren't looking so hot in the morning at least, but we did end up pretty much high by the end of the day on the Nasdaq. Nice elevated volume day on the futures, so hopefully we're gonna be back at it. A little bit of bobbling ahead likely, but I hope we're doing okay. We'll know more, a little more tomorrow, a little more on Monday. All right, everyone, have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.